Hello, this is Michael Jackson, and you're listening to the Moonwalk Talks podcast, hosted by my favorite rapper, Jenkins. Enjoy.
All your energy into your finger. Throw it out. Fire.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Moonwalk Talks. Dun, 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 dun. My name is Jenkins, and I am your host with the most post-hardcore. Let's make a toast, or maybe a roast. Coast to coast. Anyway, if you heard the intro to that, it sounded like Michael Jackson's voice. It's not actually Michael Jackson, duh. It's a guy that sounds like him on Fiverr. So go check him out. He does some Michael Jackson voices. He does the Michael Jackson voice for $5. It's pretty neat. So I asked him to say some things about the podcast because I thought it'd be cool to have an intro like that. So yeah, it's Moonwalk Talks, man. I haven't done this in a couple of months because I've just been kind of busy. I don't really do these that often. I've done it for about a year, and there's only... What are you smiling? Oh yeah, I haven't even introduced you yet.
I'm just paying attention. I'm learning.
I'm here with my brother Tristan. Say hi, Tristan.
Hi, Tristan.
Oh God, what? That was the most vanilla way you could have did that.
I tried to talk myself out of it, but
and talk into the microphone. Hey, how about hey Brian?
Okay.
How about you come up on the mic?
Like this? Is
Yeah,
that better?
That's better.
Okay. Well, I tried to talk myself out of it, but
You did it anyway.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. He's my younger brother, and so I wanted to invite him on this one because he is a master of video games. He loves video games. He plays them. He's working on creating them and storylines for video games and stuff like that. So, and this one's going to be about Michael Jackson's contributions to video games. So I brought him on here. So when I have people on here, I normally ask them a couple of questions. One, what was your first memory of Michael Jackson? Well, just don't moan into the microphone, okay? I mean,
that was my first memory.
Just moaning into the microphone?
Moaning in the microphone. I guess Dad in his car, playing Michael Jackson all the time. That's probably
now, like when I remember, because I remember Michael Dad playing a lot of Michael Jackson, because that's pretty much who got me into Michael Jackson was my dad, and our dad wasn't really the best dad. He wasn't really around for most of our lives
at all.
But he did give us some good music taste because he had a lot of really cool CDs and such that he would never buy us. He just always bought for himself. He was a very selfish man. Anyway, but I'm the thing that I remember listening to, because I remember when he would come pick us up every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
He had this blue 1974 or something like that, blue Le Mans. And I remember he put his system in there. And the thing that I remember driving around listening to was Is It Scary? So Blood on the Dance Floor remix album. Now, I remember how old I was when that came out. I think it was like 1990. Oh, man, I don't.
All I remember is I don't remember anything. Like, I don't remember Blood on the Dance Floor until you played it for me one time not long ago, a few years ago. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was 1997. Yeah, I was pretty sure that's when Blood on the Dance Floor came out. And so I don't remember how old I was because I'm terrible at math.
I don't think I was still going over there in 97.
No, I was like 11. Yeah, 11 years old. But yeah, so I remember him like us driving around. I remember just like we would go to the mall or something, and I would just play "Is It Scary" over and over and over and over again. I just loved that song, and but I remember him bumping that. But what? So you just remember "Dangerous"?
Yeah, I don't really remember "Blood on the Dance Floor." Like I said, I didn't remember here. I thought that one was fairly newer than 97.
No, it came out 1997. Now, see, Dangerous came out in 1991, so you would have been...
Let's see, I was born in
You would have
85.
been 6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mom bought me Dangerous, the first tape, when in 1991 when it came out. It was 1991, 1992, one of those years, when she bought it for me for my birthday.
And apparently you don't develop many memories before the age of 5. 5 is, no, apparently it's kind of a known thing that age 5 is when memories begin.
No.
I mean, yeah, you can have some memories before that, but,
So you don't have any, so that was your first memory was
I
Bumpin'
remember
Dangerous?
driving around with him, being at his house in Louisiana, and he'd play Michael Jackson there, and he had a bunch of Michael Jackson videos. Like, did he have a DVD or a VHS or
Yeah,
something?
the VHS of Moonwalker.
He had something, because I remember he always showed videos, and that's what I remember. In the Closet was probably one of the earliest, and then he also played
That was from the Dangerous short films.
I remember the time. I remember the time video.
Yeah, I remember him always like sing that because it was always a Dada part.
I really don't remember him, and that's another thing is that most of the time that we had in Louisiana, I don't remember much of him. I just remember being there.
Yeah, because he was always at work, and then when he'd come to work, he would just go back in his room and just sit back in his room.
Like, I remember a few times, like, he helped us record video games, and we beat Super Mario World, and he recorded it.
Yeah.
And that's about, I don't really know, there's not too many, and I remember that from the time I went there by myself when you didn't go, I remember him then, but we still didn't hang out that much. I was more hanging out with little brothers.
Yeah.
But
so, and I think you've already said it, but what is your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Who is it?
That's your favorite one?
Mm-hmm.
Anything specific why, or?
I just like it.
Oh.
Just like the way it sounds.
Okay.
It's cool. Beat.
So if you could make a Michael Jackson video game, what kind of Michael Jackson video game would you make? Good talk. That's a good talk. Come on, Mr. Creative Man. Work your magic.
I can't think of anything that'd be interesting.
All right, well, think about it. We'll come back to that question at the end.
Well, I mean, I thought about it, but, like, they had that Michael Jackson MMORPG.
That was supposed to come out.
Yeah, that never came out.
Yeah.
And I guess that'd probably be the only thing that would really work, because, I mean, there's not much, unless you made something about his, like, traveling through the world of his music, or Neverland Ranch or something like that, like a theme park sim. There's really not a whole lot, unless you made, like, the experience games, stuff like that.
Yeah, I always thought that was like the best idea.
That's really there's not really anything you could make with Michael Jackson. It wouldn't be like a parody making fun of him,
Yeah. Because Michael Jackson, like things like Moonwalker. Do you remember Moonwalker?
Yeah.
When he turned into that robot?
Barely. I
Okay.
remember that one.
But yeah, he had this whole thing where even like Smooth Criminal,
weird,
like it was
creepy looking
Oh man, yeah, he used to creep me out when I was little.
Rock, it's weird looking.
Yeah, but
kind of looked like a transformer, didn't it? Now that I think about it,
yeah,
he had like a transformer
and he turns
face.
into a jet and he flies away.
Yeah,
but first he was a car. Remember, he turns into a car, and then he goes in there.
The car was cool. I remember thinking the car was cool.
And then he goes into like Smooth Criminal, and then because he races away from him, and then goes into Smooth Criminal, and then that's when they all surround him, and he goes, ah, and he shoots the gun all over like that, and shoots all the gun in the windows, and
yeah, kind of.
You remember that? Yeah. Well, see, Tristan doesn't remember this because I invited him to Michael Jackson Day, when on the 25th of June and on the 29th of August, those are my Michael Jackson days. So I spend all day watching Michael Jackson videos, playing Michael Jackson video games, watching movies, listening to music. I spend all day doing that. And I was like, hey, Tristan, man, you should come over and spend Michael Jackson Day with me. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll never do that.
That was never.
He's like, that's something that you're into. I'm not into that.
You're paraphrasing.
Yeah.
It's not the words
He didn't want to do it at all.
I had important.
No, he didn't. He didn't have nothing else to do.
That was the day I left on my missionary trip.
That's not true. See, now you're lying.
Yeah,
now you are lying
trip.
to the people. He's lying. He didn't go on a missionary trip. Anyway, and so he doesn't know any of this because he don't sit there and watch Michael Jackson stuff with me. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I haven't really done this in a while. It's been a couple months. I mean, okay, like I was saying, I don't do this very often. I've been doing it for about a year, and there's only 7 episodes out. So that's not even once a month.
It's a good amount.
Yeah. So for some reason, my Moonwalk Talks got taken off of iTunes. I don't know why. So that made me very angry. I was trying to figure out why that was. So I hit him up and I was like, for some reason, my podcast isn't on there anymore. And then they just said, we don't know, and they put it back on. But for some reason on iTunes, you can't see the episodes. So hopefully that's fixed by the time that I put this one up, because it's very annoying. And my artwork wasn't working. I don't know what happened. Somebody sabotaged me or something. I don't know why they would. Nobody listens to this, so whatever. But that was that's annoying. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about, because recently I just went to Vegas and I saw MJ1 and I saw MJ Live. Do you know what any of those are?
No.
All right. Well, MJ1 is a Cirque du Soleil presentation, and pretty much what they do is they take Michael Jackson's music and they create a visual about it. Remember, I told my brother a little bit about it.
Something about 3D, and it was like
like
people on stage, and there was also screens and stuff, and it was like a 4D experience.
Yeah, it was super neat. I don't remember how long it lasted. Probably a couple hours. But man, it was super neat. I loved it. I'm gonna go again in a couple of months. Just to be honest, I started drinking real early. Like, we got there around, I don't remember what time it started. We got there kind of early. If the people that listen to this know me enough, they know that I drink a lot, and a lot of the times my Michael Jackson experiences involve drinking. So anyway, so I drink a little bit beforehand, and then I get there, and man, it's just awesome. Like that, like the lobby leading into it, they had some of his rhinestone socks, they had some of his jackets, the what's it called, merchandise area had so much Michael Jackson stuff. Like, I just wanted everything. They had the one thing I did want was this Dangerous shirt, because Dangerous is my favorite album, and they had it. You know, I'm talking to you. You're just yawning over there. He's yawning. He's stretching.
I wasn't
and yawning.
I was not yawning.
Yeah.
I was stretching because my back hurts. Work all day long.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, get up on the mic, because
I'm self-conscious about breathing into the mic.
You're good. Don't worry about
I
it.
just feel like I'm.
No, you're not breathing in the mic. Anyway, and so there was this Dangerous shirt that I really wanted, because I saw some girl on Instagram with it on, and so I
would say Dangerous is probably my favorite album.
Like that one?
Is probably. Yeah.
See, I personally don't think it's his best album, but it's my favorite album.
Does that one have Keep It in the Closet on it?
Yep.
That's a good one.
And so it was this Dangerous shirt, and it was a long sleeve shirt, and it has the album cover all over it.
And
so
then Blood on the Dance Floor.
You like Blood on the Dance Floor?
Second.
Well, it's not actually a real album. It's a remix album. But
remix is what? Some of the songs I've never even heard.
Yeah, I don't know why it's called. It's an official remix album. It's not really like it's not a real release. So they have this Dangerous shirt that that I really wanted. I didn't realize it was just a girl shirt. I thought maybe they'd have a guy's version of it. So I get there, and it's a girl shirt, and there's no way I could have pulled it off.
I remember seeing that one.
Yeah,
it was like very obviously a girl shirt.
Yeah. From
the back of it had that like the straps were together instead of apart like a guy's shirt is.
Yeah, it was dope, but oh wait, no, I'm not talking about a hood.
I'm talking about the tank top.
No, I'm talking about the thing that I bought is still a girl shirt, but it was a shinier one that I can put in a frame or something. And it had MJ1 on it, not Dangerous. Like the Dangerous one, I just wanted because I wanted to wear it. Mm-hmm. That one I bought as a souvenir, so I can frame it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but just to explain kind of what it's like everything was modeled after like some part of Michael Jackson. So like the pillars in there kind of look like the pillars on Dangerous and stuff like that. The walls had had gold words on them in different fonts of all of Michael Jackson's songs. Even the doors to the bathrooms just looked like awesome. It's like the doors walking in looked like Michael Jackson's military jackets. It was just so cool, and like Michael Jackson remixes were playing in the background.
Did the bathrooms have something cool on them, like names? You know, like some bathrooms have like lizards and octopuses or something.
No.
Did they have anything like Shamones and
No Shabones.
what would Shamones and then
You mean and he's and woos?
yeah, like
I wonder if I still got the pictures on my
somebody's
phone.
always got to do it. That's the coolest thing about bathrooms. They got to have that.
Yeah, see, here's the picture. See, there's where it had all the names like Thriller and stuff like that in gold. I'm showing him pictures off my phone because I just leave them on my phone. And then there's the golden pillars into the bathrooms. Like, it just looked freaking cool. Like, I don't know. It was surreal. It looked awesome. It looked like you're just living in Michael Jackson's dream.
Mind.
Yeah, and like it looked like it could have been his house or something like that. It was really, really neat. So yeah, and they had his some of his jackets and stuff on display. But yeah, like I was saying, I had already started drinking, right? And so because we stopped at the Hard Rock, I think it was the Hard Rock or whatever it was, Rainforest. I think it was Rainforest Cafe. I don't remember what it was. It was right across from there, and so it's out there. I just wanted to get a little drunk before I see the show, and then I walk in there and I was like, well, I don't really want to get up out of my seat, and so I'll just get 2 drinks just so that way I can sip on them during the show, right? 'Cause I knew the show was going to be a couple hours, and so I get there and they have different drinks based on Michael Jackson. Yeah, they have let's see, the one which is Grey Goose, L'Orange Vodka, Grand Marinier. How do you say that? Marnier. Mariner, Grand Mariner, passion fruit puree, and orange juice. Yeah, there's like 6 of them.
What are their names though? Like they have cool
one's
names.
called The One. The other one's called Never Enough. I'm assuming just because he says don't stop till you get enough. Zombie, of course, based off Thriller. The Moonwalk, duh.
Didn't even give them like clever names, like take like original like drinks, you know, like Sex on the Beach, and give it like a Michael twist.
Like in the closet.
Where did that? Yeah, where did that go? That they did stuff like that, like pretty much anywhere you go, they always mix things up like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Warren Theater. They have like the Superman and the Iron Man and stuff like that, like movie themed drinks, but they're just like regular drinks. But they
this one has they have Zombie, Moonwalk. This one says the other 2 are off the charts in pop royalty. I of course got the Moonwalk, duh, and the Moonwalk is I don't know what this is. Silver tequila, lemonade, and pomegranate juice. I just got it because it was the Moonwalk. I don't even really like tequila, but yeah. So I got a cup of that, and I got the largest one I could get. And then I asked him, I was like, because I love Jaeger, and I was like, do you guys do shots? He's like, yeah, I'll do shots. And so he gave me this massive cup of Jaeger, and I could not believe how much it was. Like literally through the first half of the show, I was just sipping this Jaeger because I had so much. So I tipped him like $10 for it. But yeah, it was pretty fantastic. So anyway, so I get my drinks and I start walking to the thing. I had great seats. I was like the 4th row up, right in the middle, and there's these people walking around that are dressed like in these red jackets. They're paparazzi, and they walk around in these groups. And then they would, like, people that are going to get their seats or whatever, they just run up to them and just start snapping pictures at them. And, like, they have these big, huge, over-exaggerated cameras and, like,
light bulbs and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like they're just blasting their faces and puts a microphone up to them. And it's kind of cool because they're kind of giving them, like, this idea of what Michael Jackson out there with or celebrities in general. And then in the background, you can hear, like, the music that's playing while you walk in is this remixed version of Privacy, which is a song off of Invincible. And I like the song Privacy, but this remix version is so dope. Like I really wish they would release the soundtrack so that way I could listen to that version.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was dope. And then so they were doing that, and then like there's a stage with like this hologram sort of looking thing of an upside down stool, and Michael Jackson's shoes, his glove, and his hat floating around. It looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the walls they took pictures of people walking in and kind of put their faces on these these tabloid magazines, saying just some of the craziest headlines.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really cool. It was like they just kind of enveloped everything. And because like it's a residency show to where it stays in Vegas, and it's complete. It is completely different from the Immortal tour, which is one that traveled all over the place, but it's still done by Cirque du Soleil. Anyway, so the show was fantastic. I won't go into too much about it because I don't want to spoil it for people. Well, actually, you know what? I do want to say something because at the end, and if you don't want to know anything about the show, skip this part. So, just letting you know, spoilers are about to be had for the MJ fans out there. Tristan don't care.
I mean, I care, but
Well, it's really it's probably not a spoiler to you. You probably won't care that much about it.
it won't bother me.
Yeah. Hold up.
Because I really feel like shows like that, no matter if even if somebody explained it to you, just the fact that you're there experiencing it is a whole lot different from hearing about it.
Yeah.
And plus, by the time I would actually get there, I'd probably forget everything you said anyway.
That's true. Like, see, I watched the show, but like I said, I was a little drunk, so I don't remember all of it. I mean, I do remember it, and I remember like seeing it all, but it was so much to take in that I didn't I remember bits and pieces to a point. It was a lot to take in, and so it's hard to explain the entire show because you remember bits and pieces. If I saw it a couple more times, I could probably tell more about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you some of my favorite parts. The beginning was amazing. They did like this really cool thing with Beat It, and then like you could see people getting like sucked into this painting at the back of the stage,
Mm-hmm.
and people were just flying through the air. From the rafters, like they'll come by and like swing and then like get
Like
sucked
actual
into this thing.
people?
Yeah, real people.
Hmm.
And then that was pretty neat. I think there's actually a video of that I can show you online real quick. But there was that, and then like I was telling you, there's a part where the girl, because there's these 4 teenagers or four kids, whatever they are, and they're they somehow like assume powers from Michael Jackson's hat, glove, shoes, microphone, or something like that. And she turns into a ninja and starts fighting this this octopus looking or metal Dr. Octopus looking thing with speakers on the end of it, and it just looks super cool, her fighting this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I wanted to talk about was at the end of the show, and this is the spoiler for anybody who doesn't want to know, there's a hologram Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Now they pull down this scenery, and it's like trees and everything, and then like there's a little opening, and then you can see like everybody's a little further away from you than they normally are.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go, I guess they're on this line, and then all of a sudden Michael Jackson appears, and it looks like he's right there. It was nuts, and man, I loved it. Because compared to the other hologram, there was the hologram that was shown on the music awards. And that one was a little questionable to me. Like, I thought it was cool just to have.
Where you went down the stairs, like you were stepping down the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that was cool to me. I liked that one. But his moonwalk was real wonky, and some of his movements were a little weird, and the face still kind of messed with me. But this one was so far away that you could kind of see, like you could tell it was Michael in a way. And I think he moved a lot better, and he did like little particle effects. Like whenever the kids would try to get next to him and touch him, he'd go poof, like that and bust into a bunch of particles, and then he'd go and he'd reappear on the other side to where they couldn't get near him. And it was just, I thought it was really magical. Like it looked like he was right there. I have to say I got a little emotional, but it was cool. It's like I thought that was amazing, and to me, because one of the guys from the MJ cast, which is there's another Michael Jackson podcast, and they sent me a tweet talking about how one of them didn't didn't agree with the hologram.
Mhm.
And I haven't had a chance to listen to their podcast. I'm pretty sure they talked about it on one of them. But I guess I'll go ahead and throw my idea of why it's okay, I guess, and why I liked it. For one, I've never seen Michael Jackson live.
Well, I mean, why didn't they like it?
That's just, I don't know yet. So I'll just plead my case, and then I'll go back and listen to theirs and see,
Okay.
what it is. I think with the idea of Michael Jackson being a hologram, some people don't like it because they think that they're taking, a guy that did want to be, kind of left alone in a way, and they're exploiting it. And, and I can see that and everything, but if there's one thing to me that Michael Jackson kind of stood for was that he kind of knew he was a product as somewhat, It's like he fabricated a lot of his life to meet the demands of the public and a store and tried to maintain the story. I mean, he even lied in his autobiography for these things,
Mhm.
about how old he was when he started and, plastic surgery and stuff like that. And so I don't know. It's like, to me, I think it's just like Michael always embraced new technologies and new ways of entertainment. And, like he was on the cusp of so much breaking new things that having a hologram of himself, I don't think he would be opposed to it. I think he would see something like that and be like, wow, how can we get this to people? How can we do this? It's like, because that's just kind of how he was. It's like he could, he liked the idea of anytime that somebody would say, hey, here's a new idea for a 3D attraction at Disneyland. Let's put you in this and make that happen, I think that would be something that he would enjoy seeing, like seeing himself. Even I know it's not really him and it's somebody else, doing his movements and stuff like that. I don't know. To me, it's just my opinion. I think that Michael would find that fascinating, from what I've, from past history of his history of endeavors. I would think that he would find something like that fascinating. And last of all, it's like, if it's making his fans happy, which it made me extremely happy. That's my favorite part of the show. I think that he would agree with that, making his fans happy and,
Mhm.
the younger generation getting to see him when they would never get to, because if he could do more tours, I know he didn't really want to do the last tour, the This Is It tour, but he does want his fans to see him and wants his kids to see him. So I think it was, I think it was justified, and I thought it was a very fantastic part. It's like I thought it was really, really cool to see. I'm going again just to see it again. But Michael Jackson 1 was amazing. I really liked it. After that, we went to go see. Well, I went to go see.
I was gonna say on the hologram thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I kind of have a harsh view of the world. I'm very what's the word for it? I don't know. I guess you just say harsh.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to, I don't mean to get too much off topic.
No, go for it.
But when it comes to being a star, being a celebrity, you lose a lot because, like you said, you become a product.
That's true.
And that's why I can't. I mean, I don't respect Drake and like Lil Wayne as much because I mean, when it came out about Lil Wayne writing or having a ghostwriter, I was kind of like, probably because they say it all the time, like Baby sees everything as those are his products, and like any other star, like Britney Spears, stuff like that, when they have their songs written for them, everything's done for them. All they do is show up and rehearse and learn how to sing the songs.
Yeah,
it's because they're not. It's a product to them, what I'm trying to get at is when you're a star, you gain a lot, but you also lose a lot, and that's one of the things you lose is pretty much the right to yourself.
Yeah,
and so I don't really see a big deal because, like you said, it's for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he would have agreed with it or not, I don't know. But once you become a star, you kind of lose any right to yourself.
Yeah,
but I mean, you gain a lot at the same time. That's one of the downfalls of it. Is you're no longer a person. You're a product.
But with that, comes stability. You know,
Mhm.
it's like you never have to really worry about bills or anything like that for the rest of your life, especially Michael Jackson's
You don't have to
condition.
worry about
you know?
anything. You can go anywhere and it's on the house. It's
Yeah.
free. Even if you go to prison, you're still treated.
You go to a
completely
completely different prison. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, I mean, and with Michael is that he gave himself up a long time ago. He could have stopped at any moment. He was rich by the time he was 14 years old,
Mhm.
but he continued to do it because he knew that the fans loved him and we wanted to keep seeing him. And plus he just loved doing this. But yeah, so after I saw Michael Jackson 1, I went to the Stratosphere to go see MJ live. And that was really cool. MJ Live is different. MJ Live is an impersonator that's dressed as Michael. They have a band and they do the songs and everything. And I forget what the guy's name was that impersonated him, but he did a really good job. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I mean it was a fun time. It's like I was even more drunk then, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, there's not much to say about it. It was just another Michael Jackson impersonator that did a good job. I don't want to compare them to the other ones because it's like they all kind of are different in their own ways. Some are look more like him, some dance better, some sing better. And
I can't even really think of one impersonator that I would actually pay to go see.
Of anybody else?
Anybody. I can't even think of one.
Well, that's kind of like I don't know. It's like that's kind of the impact of like Michael. Like I went to go see. I've seen multiple impersonators just because you kind of want to be like, well, even though it's not Michael, we can kind of pretend,
because you're probably
Yeah.
never gonna get to go to one
at
of his
all.
concerts.
Yeah,
so.
and so if you get that one little kind of this one little experience, you kind of hold on to it. Yeah, so MJ Live was dope. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to everybody at MJ Live. Thanks for an awesome show. They sat me down right next to the stage, and yeah, it was really neat, man. I put if you check out my Instagram at Moonwalk Talks, I took pictures of all this stuff and put it up on there. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out. It's good stuff. If I'm gonna go see it again, and so I think the next time I go see it, which I want to go see it in October, I will do another podcast right after it, so that way I everything's fresh in my mind. Because I did this like 2 months ago, and I didn't really. I should have just did it through my phone and podcasted it that way, but I just didn't. So whatever. So I figured what we would do is that we would sit here and we'd play some of the games because there's a few Michael Jackson games out there. And we talk about some of his contributions to games and what his games are kind of like. Now, I know it's kind of dumb to sit here and play video games on a podcast because it's audio and you can't see anything, but I don't care. It's my podcast. I do what I want. And it'll just be fun.
It's a poor attitude to have.
What are they going to do? They don't pay me for it. Nobody pays me for this podcast. I do it because I enjoy it and I like educating people about it. If they want to really see this, they can go look on YouTube or they can buy the game themselves. Yeah, so I think the first game that we'll do is Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on the Sega Genesis.
Is that a 2-player game?
Nope, we're going to take turns. So let me load that up.
Are any of them 2-player games?
Yeah, Michael Jackson Arcade is.
What do you do in that one?
Michael Jackson Arcade?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Simpsons, sort of, beat 'em up.
Who would I play as?
We're all Michael Jackson. There's
Jackson.
4 Michael Jacksons. Yeah. All right. Let me make sure I got this. I'm pretty sure my Sega. Oh, you know what? I don't even know.
Michael Jackson. We have all these really good ideas. We have like a battling cyborg from space. No, it's gonna be Michael Jackson.
Yeah. He's like, they're like, oh my God, we got this really great idea. It's like, okay, we're gonna have you. 3 of your friends. Maybe we'll get like Prince, Madonna.
No.
We'll get somebody.
No,
He's
Michael
like,
Jackson.
No. But we can't have all Michael Jacksons.
No, all 4 Michael Jacksons.
But what about if we put somebody? What about we got like Elton John? We get them to come in.
I don't want to do it.
So you just want 4 Michael Jacksons?
4 Michael Jacksons.
How are we gonna put 4 Michael Jacksons? Your suit, the only suit you wear, is white.
I turned into a rocket. I can split 4 ways. Multiplicity.
How are you going to turn into a rocket? Where does that even come to play in any of your songs?
I turn into a car. I turn into a rocket.
Michael, I can't do this. All right, so here we go with...
First, we need to go back to the point that I was trying to get at. The Moonwalker. Who's the bad guy?
The bad guy is Joe Pesci.
I mean, like, why? Like, okay, is he just Joe Pesci?
No, it's Joe Pesci playing a character.
But why is I see? Okay, so he's out to kill Michael.
Should we go on easy?
Sure.
Or you want
He's out to kill Michael.
Smooth Criminal? No, he's out to get kids on heroin.
Why? And what does this have to do with Michael?
I have no clue, but there he is as a car. All right, so we just started. We went ahead and we'll do on one player. We're going to Club 30, which is I'm pretty sure is where. Here he goes. Yeah, this is from Smooth Criminal. And there's a Smooth Criminal. All right, so the basis of this game, I'm playing first.
Why is there a little girl crying?
See, the thing is, like, you have to find little kids.
Why?
I don't know. I guess they're stuck in this club for some reason. And
so
what I'm
under
doing,
the age of 21. They should
not be in here. But yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm playing as Michael Jackson, and I'm walking across the piano now.
Who is that girl?
This little girl from
no, not her. The other girl that was leaned up against the wall.
Oh, it's just a flapper.
Why did she touch you?
I don't know. Just try to stop me.
Why?
But yeah, you gotta find these little kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. See, there's the little kids you gotta find.
I saw one upstairs. He
and
walks up those stairs freaking cool.
Yeah, he does.
Start walking upstairs
that. She's trying to stop me. Oh yeah, I bet you I forgot how to moonwalk. Hold up.
Oh.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Black
Woo!
dude.
If you press up on the controller, he does his toe stand.
But look, you're about to encounter your first black guy. There he is. He's
that's the guy that
dark black too.
That's the guy that breaks the pull stick, and then you crush that ball, and he blows it in his face. Or Michael does.
Found a little girl.
Yeah.
Why does she have a little like jet stream when she takes off running?
Are you okay, Annie?
Does Michael give her the magical power to float away on a stream of blue?
Now see, that's all the kids. So now Bubbles jumps on his shoulders, and then he points you to the end of the stage.
Where the bubble come from and why?
Hey,
you were going the opposite direction. He's telling you to go.
He's saying go down. See, look. Not saying go forward.
Oh, okay. Looked like he was just pointing forward.
So now he's gonna take me somewhere, and I think I'm going to fight like the boss guy or something. Yeah, here we go.
And the piano.
See, there's Joe Pesci.
Okay, but what's
now,
Joe Pesci's name in the movie?
I don't remember.
Do you have unlimited magic power?
Yeah, but if I do like a special,
then
he'll go in like the Thriller dance or whichever one is on there. Michael.
It's not normal. Most games like you have a limited amount of magic, but Michael was like, no. There's no limit to my magic.
So now Tristan's playing. Pretty much the game. How the game goes is that it's like a 2D.
It's a weird spin.
It's a 2D game that you want to use B to attack.
Stop. Jump.
It's like a 2D game, and you go through this club, and you have to look for the little kids. So just a little girl, and save her from this club. I'm just assuming, but it's you have to go through and find each and every one, and that's when you beat the level. And then Bubbles takes you to a point to where you fight everybody.
I guess Annie is okay now because I helped.
Yeah,
her.
I wonder if that's Annie.
It's got to be.
And I gotta say,
Mike Jack.
The 8-bit or the rendition, the game rendition of these songs right now, Smooth Criminal's playing, and it's actually a really decent version of it. It sounds like the song.
Where's my life at? That blue bar that never goes down.
No, I think that's your magic power. I don't know where your life is.
I'm just pretty much an invincible creature in this game.
I've only played this game once or twice, and I made it to the thriller part, and died. I couldn't get past it, so I just quit.
It is on easy, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I figured we'd do easy and see how far we can get.
Get about my face.
I'm trying to remember how to do the
Why
moonwalk,
is there
though.
an invisible wall above the flapper girl?
No, she's stopping you, so you got to kick her in the face.
So beating women now.
Well, he just does a kick and makes her move because he's a boss.
Sends that foot fungus their way.
That's not right.
That is foot fungus. Sparkly foot fungus.
That's magic.
Why does he spin every time?
Like, I wonder how much input he really had in this. Like, if he was like, I've got to have sparkles flying out of my feet when I do my kick move.
Well, you didn't. come on up the stove.
Oh,
yeah.
the sparkles hit him from a distance.
That's that sniper range sparkles.
So pretty much Tristan's just walking around, opening doors, trying to find the little girls.
No, you didn't. Who puts... Okay, hold on. We need to talk about this.
Okay.
What architect did they decide to get into this building to create a door every 5 feet?
Yeah, so all those doors have to be going to the exact same spot unless...
And there's a door every 5 feet. Who made this game?
It's not even 5 feet. It's like 2 feet. He does 2 steps.
And then there's a door.
There's a door.
What architect was like, hey,
And
building 70 doors, 1 wall.
And they have to have the exact same pinball machine on every floor at least 7 times.
And not with any room
You can't
to
even
move.
you can't even play it because
you can't
it's,
walk around it.
It's just the wall. It goes from wall to wall.
Who
It's a
decided,
pinball
hey,
machine.
we don't want people to walk at all in our club, so we just put pinballs in the middle of the aisle so nobody can get through.
Yeah.
And none of these are the
There's
bathrooms. There's not
no-
one bathroom in this entire establishment.
No, not at all. Those are all janitor's closets.
They're void closet. They go nowhere. And I've opened every door, and there's still one girl left.
But you still have you haven't gone to the very bottom.
I did.
You started in the middle.